you right as you start. Getting started. So are you get into stream? Okay. Full screen. No, I don't want full screen. I want to be able to see this thing. Although I need to figure out a better system for. I don't think I can hear y'all if I go. I guess I can hear. So. Go. Huh. That's tricky.
Amazing.
Big field. 17. Needs canola.
They're doing. Oh, we don't have enough seeders here.
The cost of the contract should cover it. What do you mean, dumb tractor? I'll use it. I don't care. I don't mind using them. Articulate. If anybody else is against it, I've gotten pretty good at them.
It doesn't really matter to me.
Here, Fezzy, you take this one, and I'll rent a cedar.
Should have just. Maybe it didn't.
That's what I just said. Oh, did you not? Pretty good.
Apparently not. I don't see it.
Did you get two screens that popped up after you rented it? One saying there's no space. Or did you rent it for another farm? Or did
No,
Schultz? Did you set the respawn point at a different place? Which cedar did you rent? Ooh, can I just do the Seed Hawk? So wait, did you already rent it? Alright, I'm renting Seed Hawk. I'm gonna rent the Seed Hawk then. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's get after it. Do I want to tow between or tow behind? Let's go tow between. Tow between?
Behind. Well, I always figured that you'd want to tow between.
Well,
no, not necessarily. You probably want to tow behind, but your tank is between you and the cedar.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm putting tools in this bugger. Lease. Ooh. You do not currently have permission to buy or lease vehicles. That's the. If only, but it doesn't. As I type it in. Chris Miller says to behind, so I will do that. Chris Miller's word is God. And duels. Absolutely duels.
You're doing canola?
Yeah, canola. Definitely canola. Welcome there. And I have a big, giant articulating tractor to pull this. That's tractor with me. This goes poorly, Chris Miller. I'm blaming you. This is so many articulation points on this thing. Yeah.
Yeah, have the
Happily. Wait, come on. Okay, I might have to set this up out in the field. There's not enough. Blame Chris Miller. And myself for giving in to group. I'm just kidding.
Now you can hear me.
Oh, sure. Just completely stop working controller. That's fine.
Okay, I think they can hear me now.
I'm to be the judge of that. Can anybody hear Zach? Yay, it's better. Jeff. Now, can I fit into the seed loading area?
Change a setting in Streamlabs.
Can fit into the seed loading area. Stop. Okay. Need to probably open cover. Seeds. Start. Oh, baby. That's a lot of seeds.
I don't need to defend myself from you. I'll just ban you from the channel.
10,000 seeds should do the trick, yeah?
Yeah, I'm sure me and Pheasant will be refilling. Well, maybe not. Doesn't use any canola.
The canola does very. I actually like canola for that reason. Have y'all tried the new auger in the AGI pack?
That makes seed? Yeah, that's why
Yes.
I wanted the part of why I wanted the AGI pack on here. I need to
I
get the
love
Kubota
the
DLC to work.
I love the AGI pack. That's been my favorite pack as far as DLC goes, and it was free.
Passenger support in the Kubota pack is nice.
But it's not free. Why is there just a random truck
Tried that
sitting
yet.
at the side of the road?
Was
That was clearly owned by the green farm.
free for Fedzik.
Oh, did he win him? Did he win one?
Yes, this channel sponsored it for him.
Completely.
I mean, the only version of Farming Simulator I've paid for is my PC version. I've won all of my other copies off of giveaways.
I'll wait for a bundle to come out, then I'll buy it on PlayStation.
All right, so what side of the field did y'all start on?
Field by the side by the road.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the opposite end and start on the long edge, I guess, with my big bleeping unit.
It's a uniquely shaped field.
Yeah, it's a fun one to do, and when on single player as well. I'm sure it's gonna be much easier with extra people and also this Deed Hawk. Imagine plowing it. That was a fun day for me. So we need north and turn on cedar and cedar. How do you lower cedar? Ah.
You'll have to spot down on the end there if you want
Big shock. Hydra
That's
wants sugar beets.
Why is this
to.
not finding? Oh, turn on cedar. I can do sugar beets. You know me, I like sugar beets. Why is this not planting?
Hey,
Oh,
Waylon.
cedar.
Thanks
Why
for
does it keep
stopping
turning
in.
off then? Okay. Okay, this thing's clearly broken.
Or is it the operator?
On
Is it
cedar.
it's the base game one, isn't it?
No, I hit turn on cedar,
Yeah.
and then I roll forward, and then it's off.
Does that one require that you have fertilizer in it?
Possible.
Yeah, it's a cross-platform server. Fezzik is on Xbox, I think.
Alright, here's what I should do, is unhook that thing. Unhook. No. Just not.
Last time you guys gave me a hard time for not putting my cedar down for like 5 feet. At least I made it out to the field.
I'm on the field.
I know that guy hasn't got a dang thing done yet, has he?
I've planted, you can see on the thing, I have planted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little tiny strips of seed. Yep. Okay, gonna reset the store. And find out why this is not working. I've never had issues with this thing before.
hole there.
I suspect it's the operator.
What would I be doing wrong? I hit square, turn seeder on, drive forward, seeder turns off.
I don't know, did you hook it up right?
Yeah. I got seed in the ground, it just turns itself off. For no apparent reason. I mean, I'm assuming there is a reason, but it's certainly not apparent to me. I'm gonna start with, it needs fertilizer in it. Oh yeah, the 690 horsepower tractor probably can't handle it.
We got Fezzik in the McCormick, and I'm in the Deere. That's a McCormick, ain't it, Fezzik? Looks like one.
I guess I believe so. Yes, it is.
How do you even open the open cover? How do you put fertilizer in this thing?
We'll leave the long side for him. Just go back around the other way.
Totally fine by me.
If he ever gets his thing.
Well, now we're loaded up with those seed and fertilizer, so if it doesn't work after this, I just give up. You know, and run over several road signs. Okay. Man. Kenya, that one just went, I'd run straight through that one. Or did I choose the wrong setup on this thing? I think I did.
I'm telling you, you got it hooked up wrong.
I haven't.
And I haven't even looked at it.
But why would it even let me?
I'm not sure what Goggle Pop's in. I think he's in a big Deere. I think he's in a 9R. I think.
Why would it have let me hook it up and it run without if I had it? No, I have the tow behind version, and I have the tow behind toolbar. And everything hooked up with hose-wise, so... Chris Miller, I'm in a 9RX. Yeah, the tractor is free. I'm already spent way too much money on this setup.
That's okay. Me and Fezzik will do the whole field. Won't be anything
Good.
out of the normal.
Good. I'll just drive around then, I suppose. Do an infield testing. They always say the first day of planting is the hardest. And nothing goes right until you get all your stuff set up correctly. We have PC mods, Falk. We can easily just get the money back. I'm keeping a tally. Currently at a lot. Turn on seeder.
We're not on Hydra's farm this week anyway, so.
Hello, seeder. Well, now it's planting just fine, so woohoo! And this is my longest strip yet. Now I can actually pull my weight around here. So, PSA out there, if you have a seed hawk, fill it with fertilizer too.
This is gonna make for a weird fertilizing
making
content.
fun of you.
The crowd
Yeah,
absolutely goes
probably-
wild.
Probably gonna bork the fertilizer contract on this field now.
You're only gonna get paid half.
That'd be funny if you if it accomplished both. Let's see. Fertilizing field 17. Do we even have a fertilizing field 17 contract? No, we don't. Just sowing. Speak for yourself, Chris Miller. This has never happened to me before.
Fezzik and I are dialed in over here this week.
And the crowd goes wild.
That can go all wrong now that you said that.
I know, I'll drive right over your planter this time.
Should be coming into view pretty soon, huh? Oh no, you can't see me. Where's your? Oh, there you
no,
can
I
see me in the distance. Right in the distance there. I blend in with the green and red. Now, question for chat. Why is it that when you pull a John Deere implement with a Case tractor or a Case implement with the John Deere tractor, it absolutely just looks wrong? But when you pull a Vaderstat or Seedhawk or any other red implement out there with a John Deere tractor, it just doesn't look that bad. I can't figure it out.
Never bothers me because I pretty much always pull the opposite brand with whatever tractor. Mostly because it irritates people. I think it's funny.
I think it's because of the wheels. And the wheels colors are all the same. It doesn't make it as bad for some reason. Now, in real life, I know that it's because Case stuff and John Deere stuff do not talk to each other whatsoever. A lot of things match John Deere green. John Deere green's nice. If the worst thing you can say about John Deere is the fact that they don't like people working on their tractors because they don't want them to mess them up, not that bad of a company.
Well,
Is it because they don't want people to mess things up, or
that's a money
because
thing.
they? Yeah.
Yeah, but they're also extremely responsive based on what you see on YouTube. Seems like.
Well, yeah, that's because it's on YouTube. They can't have bad advertising on YouTube. We run red tractors because it's got better dealer support than we had from the green ones.
I always just thought it was just about what was in the area. And you just kind of go with that because that's what you can get parts for. Because everything breaks down and everything needs parts. So whatever you can get the quickest should be what you go with.
We've
I know
had,
that's what.
Case Techs will
Sorry, go
come
ahead.
out on a Sunday, but John Deere won't come out on a Sunday.
Well, it never prevented me from liking Chick-fil-A. Me personally, I'm more of an AGCO fan than either Case or John Deere. I like the way the tractors seem like they run. I like New Holland a lot.
AGCO in real life is uncomfortable. The seat sucks.
Does it really?
Yep.
Oh, it just seemed nice. And my office chair seems great. So when I'm running them, you know.
John Deere's been the most comfortable and ergonomic for a long time. Case improved a lot when they came out with the MX series. They're probably on par now.
My understanding in terms of being able to fix issues with tractors and also like what you're saying, have responsive time, is that Case is by far the easiest to work with. It's like having an old Ford truck. Like you can just get parts for them. You can fix them yourself if you need to. Everything's pretty accessible. It's easy to clean. That was my understanding of Case, is that they're very nice to work with.
It got booted.
Why?
Did you? I still see you.
You're still planting on this.
Oh, now you're
He's
gone.
left the server. Bye. Object slot limit was removed. Sweet. Goodbye, slot limit. You can come plant with me if you want to. Do it for the views. Make Chris Miller comment with all the green that's on screen.
I know, that's why he doesn't join. He's allergic to nice things.
Although, if you had to twist my arm and say, what is the nicest looking tractors? Gotta be Massey, right?
No.
I love the way Massey Ferguson's look.
Deutz-Fahr.
Deutz-Fahrs are really nice. And Fence. Fence, Deutz-Fahrs, and Massey's to me are just excellent looking. I don't like the way New Hollands look that much. I think that they look a little off scale sometimes. Like they have a lot of similarities to Cases, but then they mess with the hoods and it just doesn't look right. I wish we could get some more modern Deutz harvesters though, eh? Because they've had a lot of Deutz harvester mods, but it's been the same freaking harvester the whole time.
I don't know what they have for new ones.
I saw a kind of modern one. They're like smaller ones, kind of like the Roslamash. They may be made by Roslamash is the thing. So Roslamash may say, please don't let those go in the game. Just want our name on it. Doo-doo-doo. I agree with that. At least the ones that are in game, the stance on the 8R is a little bit funky. I don't think they have the spacing of the wheels quite right, because I've seen some ones in real life that look really nice. To me, that's kind of what I choose mods on a lot in the game, is which ones have wheels that I actually like to use.
Yeah, I prefer a row crop
Uh,
setup over most things.
I don't even like the one that you have on there right now. It's too close.
Yeah, it's
But
too
then the one
wide.
the one that's wider is way too wide. There needs to be a, was it 22-inch setting? Because everything I see, they have the real narrows like that you got. A lot of the class have that, and then they have 22-inch spacing. Then they go all the way up to 36, and there's a bunch in between there that would look really nice.
30 is the most common.
Right. That's what you see on like on Larson and all that. Well, that's what I was saying, Buddha, is that I don't think any of the modders or in-game stuff have quite nailed the correct spacing on things. I know that, what was it on the Agco 1000 mod that came out? What did they do to those wheel choices?
Well, it's kind of hard to do because nothing that Giants has is set up to be correct. So,
Jeez, Mantry.
depending on what you want to pull behind it, as far as a base game thing, it's going to look wonky. So, it's hard to do.
Yeah. But just use Mantrid's assets and you're good. He's got every option.
Holy long sync time.
I've seen longer. That's what she said. So y'all have done what? How much have y'all done
Oh, I could put
already?
row crops on
Just
that
that one
thing.
corner?
Yeah, just this top section.
The rest of the field done. Kidding. Although I am knocking out this big portion pretty quick.
I lost half my health.
Excuses. Oh no.
Yeah, for some reason I can't find the server in the browser, so I had to restart the game.
It didn't want to show up for me when I got on first thing this morning either.
So what actual progress has been made on the actual farms on here? Is it any?
None.
None. So we haven't done anything with them?
We still.
Have we bought
I'm
yield?
the only one that owns anything. Hydra hasn't purchased his farm yet.
So basically, I need to get on here and actually start doing some work, and maybe we might make some progress.
And I didn't play this week, so I had too many issues.
I haven't played much either. Only thing I've done is I got through the harvest that was already set up on Midwest Horizons.
I don't know if Hydra and Fezzik done much over here this week or not. I don't think they did.
So what did you think of Italia?
It looks
on
alright.
Farmer
I'll wait for an
Clines?
expansion.
An expansion of the expansion?
It's private.
Booty, yes it
for
is.
now.
You can join anytime you'd like to.
It's private, you dork.
Okay, it's open to the people that he deems worthy, apparently. I lie, don't listen to me. I'm new here. It's my first day.
I might try and get him in after.
Yeah, there we go. private, but
It's private, but it's not. But it is.
it's private in the sense that a club with a bouncer is private. Technically open to the public, but hey, y'all actually made it. Doing myself.
Somebody wasting fertilizer.
Well, it's funny because I actually haven't used any. It has put 0 amount of fertilizer down.
Yeah.
So we will need to reimburse ourselves for however much I spent on fertilizer. Which wasn't much, to be fair. Which wasn't much, to be fair, because I used the 82 Studio silo. And actually, take that back. I used the regular silo because you can get the 82 Studio silo to actually fill this thing. Looking back on it, duels were a bad choice.
I've yet to actually use that thing.
It's nice. I like it. I like the 8-meter Eisen, what's that one called? Hatzenberg. It's a planter. I don't use seeders much. Oh, you don't have any of the Borgo stuff and stuff.
No, somebody didn't have any mod space, but that's been updated.
I like the Borgo stuff.
But I haven't updated any mods on here.
I'm not complaining. I was able to get in pretty quickly. So I'm gonna be honest. I'm on this strip right now, and if I miss anything because it just happens to be slightly too wide, I'm not coming back for it. And I don't care if it messes with anyone's OCD.
Look at this little.
It is not worth it.
Here, Fezzik, if you want to work on that bigger section.
That's actually a good point, RJ. That's the one, Chris Miller. The 8-meter one. That one's fantastic. I might actually do some work on my map today. That'd be a fun time. I need to figure out how to stream though. Just subscribe to me, guys. I have 12 whole subscribers. I have yet to release a video. I don't know if I will in the future, but you should subscribe to me. Get me to 15. And catch up with Derp.
Get me to 15.
And catch up with Derp. I think he has like 15 or something too.
Jaden's got like 50, and he's never released a video.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, freaking Jaden. I love that kid. Buddy. In a very Scottish way. I may do a stream later just to tinker with it and try it out, and then I'm gonna figure out how to get placeable stuff into my map the correct way instead of doing it the wrong way like I've been doing. I should do my series called Learn With Me. as I fail.
I think, well, like that cow pen, that Shy Wizard video shows you how to do it properly.
Yeah,
Not that
where you
I
have to put.
really watched
I
it,
think
but
what I'm doing is I'm not putting the information into the store XML.
oh well, that's
So that's
easy.
yeah. I just haven't bothered with it. I haven't had time to really get into it very much. So I think that's what I'll try to do. But I do plan on making quite a bit of progress this week on that map. I definitely will finish the store area. I'm gonna start getting in bowling points and making up the town area. I think I'm gonna save farms and such for the end, and and then figure out because I want to do the town and then do traffic. Get all that kind of working right, and then I can mess around with all that as much as I want to. I am happy to say though that very few maps that have come out look like what I'm working on.
Nope, it's still will
Very
stand
unique
out.
in terms of fields for sure, because there's nothing with the fields like I got. It just a lot of places don't do fields like Pennsylvania does.
I'd just like to get something to release this week.
That'd be nice. What are you waiting on?
Ethanol plant. It's in testing for the 4th time.
Say that like we should applaud you or something. How are y'all doing on seed?
72%.
Real. I'm using more seed than you guys, but to be fair, I think I have planted technically more, but I don't know. I'm down to 67%. Should just jolt sideways and just hit Bezic, but no. You missed a spot, Bezic.
That's okay.
I feel like going all the way to the end of the row so y'all can cover up my little patch I left just now. If we even need it.
Seems like last time it wanted us to get a pretty good portion of it complete.
They are very picky now. They used to be just like, just plant most of it, I'll get the rest.
I know you
Now
could
they're
just
like,
about miss a quarter of a field and be done, and now you gotta get dang near perfect.
my goodness, if you leave like one strip unplanted, you might as well have considered yourself a failure because
I don't think he is.
am I planting the wrong crop? The yellow one. It says canola. I'm planting canola. Y'all are planting canola, right? Hmm.
No, I've been planting
Why do we
soybeans.
think that you're not?
I don't know. I just saying stuff.
But because you're making a different colored strip or something. That should be fertilizer.
The funny thing is I'm not using a drop of fertilizer.
Yeah, it's still giving you the fertilized texture. Weird.
Hydra, I will end you. I will warrior the heck out of you, sir.
If you're planting the wrong crop, then it would tell you.
Does it tell you?
Yeah, pretty sure it does. I don't know, I typically try not to plant the wrong crop. I think it pops up a message you bought the wrong crop for the contract or something like that.
I am noticing. I think that thing is exactly two of you guys.
Could be.
Roughly. What am I at? I am at 19.8 meters, and you guys are at 12. So I'm just under two of you guys, but y'all should be done. I shouldn't have to do any more strips, really. I actually think the articulatingness of this tractor has helped out with this giant behemoth because it means I don't turn it too tight because I can't. Because you can really jackknife this thing.
Oh, we're finished. Guess this one didn't need to be as precise as we thought.
Oh well, then what am I doing? Full power!
Are checking? I didn't even make it on camera.
You're missing good content.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, this is gonna go horribly wrong.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna jackknife the crap out of this thing.
Fire you both.
Alright, contract's done. I don't know what your problem is.
Right?
There's over the top. There you go. You didn't need that paint on the roof, did you?
I mean, it's not mine, so whatever. All right, now let's see if I can get these large amount of seeds, and like we could do all of our fertilizing contracts with the amount of fertilizer in here.
We got like 3 more fields to plant.
Okay. Well, the fertilizer still doesn't come out.
What's our next field?
I think 20.
Are we going down in order of size?
No, just here.
Oh, order of closest to how far we have. Field 20. Oh, I know field 20. Field 20 is a pain with workers. Goodness. It is so much of a pain with workers. It's like 3 fields. The fruit cannot be planted. Did we? Oh, no.
Oh, it will let me plant the wrong crop.
What crop are we planting?
Canola. Everything's canola.
Oh. It will let you plant the wrong crop.
Okay, let me put
Do you have a direct drill?
Let me put oilseed radish down.
Do you have a direct drill there?
Oh, I don't know.
Because otherwise you won't be able to plant back over that.
Hello, Nezra.
I've had that happen before, where the contract gives you a non-direct drill seeder, and you start planting the wrong crop, like a good chunk of it, and then you have to go and replow. And in those cases, I just give up and put it. It's like this was not worth it. So everything's canola. Just making sure. Canola, sweet. This is working pretty well with all 3 of us.
Yeah, 3 people, you actually get something done in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah. So my choice to use this behemoth over here is actually working out. Even if it did cost us about one contract. I think it was 11,000 and 7,000 for the setup, and then whatever it costs for the fertilizer, but we'll use the fertilizer.
That was a terrible turn.
Well, quit it.
I couldn't see there was a tree.
You know what I'm hearing? Excuses. Miss a spot. Yep, you missed. It's a little one. Let's go back and you'll see it.
Oh, I know I missed a spot. I said the turn was horrible.
No, it wasn't on your turn. It was on your strip. It's a little one, but you missed it. Seven watching and 12 likes. That's a pretty good ratio. I haven't even like 13 likes. Look at that.
Ooh, did I like my own stream? I forget.
Did you? Like running for an office and not voting for yourself.
I did. I was third.
This tractor's and setup is actually super easy to work in cab on. It's got a lot of things on the side, so you can line up something in the cab with the edge. But also, it's just you don't have to look that far to the left to see the implement.
Well, yeah, that thing's massively wide.
I find it almost harder to line things up with things that are in line with my tractor, like the width of the tractor, than it is for super wide implements. Super wide implements, I can get pretty good. Then the narrow stuff, that's a little harder.
I'd just prefer to use GPS.
Same. But this articulating tractor is not so bad because your inputs don't do much to the actual turning, so it's easy to correct. I don't know why y'all are having so much issues with it.
I don't mind them. They just take a little bit to get used to.
Yeah, and I also have my turning speed way down, so it's hard to get them out of line real quick. Although on your server, it seems like my stuff is turning a lot slower than I'm used to. But I think that's also always the case in multiplayer, though.
Yeah, I think so, because in single player, PlayStation steering is super sensitive even if you turn it down.
I turn it all the way down
in
to 50.
multiplayer, yeah, that's what I do. But in multiplayer, it's way better.
Yeah, it's way better. It's also smoother because it's running on a PC. Because PC has that, it's almost like the wheel like glides back instead of just snaps back.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That's like my favorite thing about multiplayer is the actual like, just how like smooth the wheel animation is. Wheeled units do pop out of line a lot. It bounces too much. Is Chris Miller not part of your server?
He is.
Thought he was. He's just lazy and doesn't like to do work.
He's probably at work.
I need to do some work today. I probably will do that in between now and when I start to work on my map.
could do work today, but I'm not gonna.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Time to shut the
Oh.
stream off.
Run away! Ew.
It's his
DJ
voice he
Goham is gonna
knows,
start
but does
doing
he
a-
know? Does he know who it is?
Sure he does. We talk on the phone pretty regularly. Mr. Expert at driving articulated things.
He's a multiplayer expert now too.
Oh. He's a connoisseur of many things. Maybe not Swedish, but you know. Even Swedes will tell you you don't really need to know it that much. Same thing with Danish. They're just like, don't even worry. That's true. Glad I could help with that, sir. Glad I could help with that.
I'm not sure. That would make me awfully nervous, I think.
What? Get his business started?
You setting up anything.
You know, it's like what I do for a job, right?
Yeah, that makes me nervous.
Yeah, I don't know what planes to get in anymore with Falconator. Inspecting however many planes he inspects.
Oh, that's even more terrifying.
To be fair, though, all I did was set up his LLC. We do got to get together soon. I thought it might be I might could do it this weekend, but it has turned into not a day I could have left. And bumping to get a golf done. That was sad. I'm glad I could be part of the stream. You following me?
No, doing little sections.
Are you gonna mess up my strips?
Not really. Mostly just driving around in circles looking busy, not really doing anything.
You could just be planting as you drive in circles and it would do something. Because we really don't need lines, we just need acreage. The circles will do it. That's fine.
Contract's gonna be done quickly anyway.
This thing is knocking out these acres.
Yeah, and I wouldn't ask you to draw a straight line because that's not very straight.
I curved for a part. It has messed up my line. I've been filling in anonymous stuff since. The Lowe's lines with here, the planting lines are nice and straight thanks to the game. Alright, I'm gonna have to get back on some type of since you've filled in those lines. What kind of percentage are we on? That's one thing I do miss from like 17 days is there would be like a bar at the top showing your progress on the contract.
99.
That's it. We're already there. Oh, look at that. We're already
It's done.
finished. All right, what other field needs canola? Because all of them need canola.
18 and 22, whichever's closest.
And as is tradition, hit Roscoe at the end of the contract. Actually, wait. Slow down. I'm gonna hop on the back of your cedar and see if you can drag me. Oh no, I blame the tracks.
Okay, wait. Okay, do it. You gotta get a running start. You know.
All right. I can't back up very well in this thing. You may just need to pull up.
Yeah. Okay, here, let me pull way up here.
Ramming speed! Does everybody know the movie reference? Animal House, come on. Well, that didn't go as well as I wanted it to. Or where we headed, Schultz?
You should go to 22 because that's clear across the map and it won't take you very long once you get there. Me and Fezzik will do 18.
Oh, sure. Make the guy with the hard to drive tractor go all the way across the map. That makes total sense. 22. Where is 22?
All the way at the top.
Oh, right up, straight up top. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, that won't take me any time. This is funny. The wheels on the cedar on the top
actually why I stream once a week.
Even though they're up in the air.
It guarantees me 2 hours of gameplay time, which I may or may not get. Hey, CBW, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for stopping in.
Bless you, Kissy.
Are you going live in an hour, sir?
That's a funny bug. Yep, all the cedar wheels are just turning as I drive down the road. Even though it's folded up and in the air.
I'm doing good, CBW. Just enjoying the morning. It's supposed to be a hot one here today, so probably not going to go outside too much. And yes, every Sunday morning should be at the same time.
CBW! How you doing? I wish that you could set in a map, because I'm currently in a European model, is that if you could set between, North America or European when you make the map, so that things that spawn when they spawn, and there's a choice between U.S. and Europe options, it will pick US option when it spawns for a
Instead
for
of
a
always
contract.
defaulting to the Euro stuff. I know it's annoying.
Yep, that's correct. That would be much nicer because I understand that it's like the first option and what blah blah blah, technical, but still,
Yeah, they really base game
you can set latitude. You
needs
can
to
set latitude, so
improve.
it's like
Base game they need to improve what you get for contracts. Because
you end up running the
we should
same
have
thing.
support for mods in contracts by now too.
Base game, yeah. I would. That one should be. You know how we get that though? We just constantly berate and ask for it because that's what happened with Kubota. So it is supposed to be random options, Chris Miller. But when's the last time you received a U.S. spec tractor on a U.S. map for a contract? I'll wait.
Trying to figure out what Fezzik is doing.
Confusing them. You know what you did. We don't. You do.
But I think since we got Kermit, some of that stuff will get ironed out because I think it bothers him too.
I think as he plays more, he's be able to relay things. I think having somebody on the Giants team that is talking to the community and playing the game themselves is very good for the game.
Because I know he complained about he's already complained about not having bushels. That should be that needs to be a thing because every time he talks to somebody, they go, "Well, we don't know what a leader is."
Well, it's not an easy conversion either. It's not like just a here you go conversion. It's like, bushels are, especially when everything's priced as this and this. And you should also be able to change precision farming hectares.
Yeah, that needs to be changed.
Like nowhere in North America do they use hectares. Just is not a thing we do. I haven't used precision farming that much though. I'll be very honest. I just heard too many things about bugs. I've heard too many things about bugs and lost game saves from it. And
hopefully that gets an update soon, and then we can add it to this map when this map updates.
That'd be cool. Because I liked it in 19, but it's a yegg.
About that much.
That clears it up. To be fair though, all systems of measurement are arbitrary. And anybody who comes to me and says, "Oh, but the metric system is logical and it's based off it," yeah, but how did they come up for the amount of a centimeter in the first place? It's still arbitrary. Just that it's base 10 instead of base 12, which I like base 10 better because then the math is easier, but it's still just arbitrary amounts of distance. To be fair.
Well, I'm not 100% sure that it is because I know that there's like a standard.
Yeah, but how did they come up with the standard in the first place?
It was a
I
rock.
think there actually is a method.
It was but they could have chosen any size rock. In the past, I do real estate law, and in the past, real estate measurements for like they used chain links, and they would say this many links of a chain is the distance of this side of your property. And then they would come to a iron rod that they'd nail down at the end of the thing, but they'd also just say, yeah, to a corner indicated by a rock. And then they switched to iron rods because the rods didn't move around quite as much as rocks. Oh, arbitrary. It's just what you decide is the one you want to base everything off of. I just don't understand how they got from base 12, though. Base 12 doesn't make any sense.
Yes, a bushel is a basket.
Yeah, it's a predefined basket now. It's like a lot of farmers just will hang their bushel baskets off of on their walls and stuff now. It's pretty cool. I like things better. We should go back to when we could pay for things with chickens.
I mean, in a way, aren't we kind of getting back to that? Because there's so many people now that do things like raise chickens, have eggs and stuff, and there's loads of times where I've done things for people and got paid in eggs or something out of the garden or whatever.
Yeah, that stuff's more common in your smaller communities.
Yeah, it's common for people who, like, a chicken and an egg is worth more to them than having $1 to go to town to spend on it, because that's the alternative. Is do I want to do something that saves me work? I receive chicken and an egg rather, or do I want to receive money and drive to town and buy a chicken and an egg? What's more to you? $36.6 I mean, playing this game, I've gotten used to leaders, but I also have zero frame of reference when I'm now used to like the leader system, and so when I hear, oh yeah, we got 50,000 bushels, and I'm like, how many leaders is that?
Yeah. Yeah, in the furniture industry, a lot of the machinery comes out of Europe, so they're all metric.
Yeah.
And so we end up with this weird mixture of, metric and standard, because so many of our customers still cling to, using standard when they send prints and things over.
Some John Deeres will have that too. Like certain parts are manufactured in like Czechoslovakia now, and within the same tractor, you'll use a metric socket and an imperial socket.
Oh, once upon a time, a lot of cars were that way too.
Cars have pretty much gone all metric now, but there are some that were a mess.
They definitely have to use metric and standard tools on the same vehicle.
Yep, there was vehicles like you'd take a starter off. One of the starter bolts is standard, and the other one's metric. How does that happen?
And it'd be fine if a metric wouldn't get freaking stuck on a standard freaking bolt. But it gets stuck every time.
Well, yeah, but transversely, if you have, one that is, the points are rounded off, then sometimes you can get away with putting the other on that bolt or nut and still getting it loose.
It's amazing that they haven't come up with better, more universal sockets that just work on whichever one based on how they're shaped. I know Impact wouldn't work like that, but Impact would just rattle apart if you didn't have them solidly built, but whatever.
I had a socket that it was full of spring-loaded pins. So you could put it in pretty much anything, and it would hold it. I mean, to a point. They weren't super strong. If you had something that was really stuck, you really need a regular.
Is this almost finished? It's 20. What am I on? Completed sewing. Oh, that's 20. What am I on? 22? 90%. Oh man, this one you have to plant the whole thing.
There's a couple fields on here that are really picky. 15 is terrible.
9 is bad. Which one's 15? Is that the one with all the stuff in it? 24. That's the one that's terrible. With the river running through it. Oh
yeah,
my god.
That's hard.
That one, you can't miss a strip.
Hey, Miss Wildstyle. Thanks for dropping in.
It is so picky.
How are you today?
Oh, Miss Wildstyle. I think I'd be a bigger fan of the tractors in this game more if the tracks on them had more suspension in like the bogey wheels, where they raised up and lowered based on what they're running over.
I'm doing just fine.
And since they're just basically a solid triangle, it's kind of loses the immersion of them.
Giant stuff in particular doesn't have a whole lot of suspension travel.
No, it does not. But I am them for making their they articulate a little bit, like they move forward and back on the big wheel axis, but they just don't have any travel in the suspension of them and things, because that's part of the whole point of the tracks in the first place, is that no matter what thing you're running over, they will stay flat to the ground, not lift up off the ground. Because
we got 2 voices in the VC. We got Goggle Pop and Fezzik today. Yeah, because you want the ground contact from them.
I don't know. Did I have to plant this in absolute entire field to get it done?
Probably.
Well, I finished it. I am so scared to collect on any contract, plus using all these stupid machines.
Yeah, we usually don't collect until they're all done, because who knows what tractors for what thing.
Good lord, yeah, we made that mistake one time. So I find myself not, and on that topic, Chris Miller, I find myself not using tracked machinery on here because it's like so jarring to see them not act appropriately. I'm like, what? Takes me out of like, no, this is like this looks like real life.
Well, that would be hard to implement into the game because tracks are just tires in the game. So for it to work, they'd have to add more deformation to the tire.
And the issue with it.
Well, even what we have now is just a visual deformation. It doesn't actually deform.
Yeah, no, there's several limitations that would require the use of a much bigger budget. And this is much easier to mod. So, I mean, we barely, as a modding community, we barely even figured out 3D tracks without the help of like the smartest person in farm sim, Paint a Farm. So, it took their expertise to even figure it out in the first place. Now we can just copy off of what Giants has, since Giants released 3D tracks for everything. So now we can figure that out, but that was a major hurdle.
Are we done seeding now? Is that all the seeding to be done?
We have no more seeding. We have cultivating, fertilizing, and plowing now. I'm scared of the plowing ones. We should just rent ourselves 3 lizard 9-meter things and just go at those plowing contracts.
Yeah, I'll probably do those off screen.
Oh, with real plows. Doing three plows together wouldn't take too bad. Wouldn't be too bad, but depends on how wide the plows are. And bringing the seed hawk back to the main store. Where y'all? Oh, I could just look at the stream, I suppose.
We'll cultivate next.
Oh.
No, we need to add the big one on Hydra. Big one. We got the deer though.
Big. I do have a funny feeling though that none of the articulated tractors are for seeding. I think we'd be safe collecting on seeding contracts at this point.
Well, the Deere I was using, I don't know what Pheasant wants to use to cultivate with.
We're gonna need an extra cultivator, I believe, though, right?
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm trying to figure out where I even want to leave this behemoth. I might just leave it over on the side of the road over here.
John Deere I used is probably better than that McCormick.
Probably. I'm gonna leave this here. We got a lot of space. Then I'm gonna unhook the big one. Wait, nope, I did that wrong. So I need to unhook the back.
Or he can just start to fertilize because it's 6 and 19, and that's not going to take long with the two big ones.
I'm getting the fertilizer out of the seed hawk is what I'm trying to do. So we don't have to pay for any more, because I have 10,000 liters of fertilizer in here. The Casey Cola tail plow is amazing. I don't know if we have it installed though.
Nope.
Well, that would have been nice. Alright, so Fezzik, I'm gonna put the... Where do you want the... I gotta figure out a good place to put all the fertilizer at. This is gonna come out... There's gonna be a lot of stuff in here. Pops out of this.
Yeah, I usually stick it in the corner over there.
Unload. You're missing good stuff. Oh my god, that's ridiculous.
Oh, I got plenty of fertilizer for a while.
Yeah, we got fertilizer, seed. Oh my god, the way that popped out, that was incredible.
Oh, I gotta make this stupid tractor a manual.
Why?
Because it doesn't work.
Because he's a dummy. Because he's a dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that. There's actually one there's one sprayer. It's like I forget it, maybe it's the Yan sprayer. The Yan sprayer. That thing does not want to shift out of first gear after you've loaded it down. It is wildly annoying. Alright, so what field do you want me to do? Or what field are you on right now, Schultz?
I'm gonna cultivate 19.
I'll do 6, I suppose. Where is it? 6 is... Yes, 6. His numbering system is so wonky. Ah! Oh, 6 isn't bad. That's by the main farm. if you can call it the main farm. The start farm.
Anybody know what the button is to shift ranges?
Side to side. But you got to be holding the trigger, and then shift, and then go left and right on the D-pad. Is that working?
Yeah, it's kind of stuck between gears. To go as fast as I should go, it's probably fine though.
I don't like that tractor. I don't like that one, and I don't like the Versatile. Versatile is terrible on workers. It just drives off into the distance. And somehow that, I don't know how they did it or why they didn't fix it, but my God, when they made the Versatile mods, they kept the same worker system as the base game, and it is terrible.
Some people don't play enough.
Yeah, I've quit using the Versatile ones completely. What farms out here have yet to buy land?
Blue and red.
All of them? Blue and red? The blue farm, if you would allow me, I think we should buy, or has somebody else already bought the spinnery plot? I think we should set up our little...
Buy that.
Oh, well, he can have the biomass plot and put a spinnery down, or we could just buy the biomass plot. But that's where I think we should build like a little farm. It's really nice for it. You just put one building down and then you can put a silo up. Although I'm thinking of it like the plot you're on right there is actually a good one to build on too. That was where a farm was on the 19 version? And where you're at right now was open land.
Because I think Hydra's going to buy the sheep farm, the red, and then the spinnery. So then the blue farm really should just buy the main farm.
Or the cow farm. I want that cow. Or did you already buy the cow farm?
I bought it.
With green. Oh, and maybe the best field out here. Although there's a couple of really good fields out here, though.
The weird thing is, the sheep farm is tied in with field 31 for some reason. So when we do the update, I may switch 31 to the green farm and give the red farm some money for it. If I can do it.
I was gonna say we could just fix that in GE, but that'll mess things up and make it a PC only then.
Well, I don't know what you can and can't do, but you can mess with the XMLs once it's up and going.
That one would be an i3D thing because, or it's actually an info layer thing. Because that would be viable land, and adding viable land in a get map to a piece of land that you want it to be.
Maybe he'll fix it in the update too, so we'll see.
Depends on if he determines that it is game breaking or not. Or even is 31.
He said update. It's gonna need a new save anyway, so.
Although I've complained to him before about like, I think it was like Oak Island or Oakfield or whatever his island one was that he had, and his traffic would hit each other if the vehicles were too wide. And I was like, you should probably fix your splines. And he goes, just turn traffic off. He didn't care. Like it's not game breaking. There's a way to fix it than the game mechanics. I'm not gonna fix it myself.
That's most mappers' response to traffic issues. Turn it off.
I hope I don't become traded like that. I probably will. I haven't messed with traffic yet, so. Spend enough time on those stupid roads. Next map I make, less roads.
Oh, and Westbridge Hills doesn't have any roads because the original didn't have any roads.
Really?
That's why they did it that way.
I was just gonna say it was because they're lazy, but they're not. That's a really good question, Buddha. I don't know the answer to it. I'm assuming they require traffic. Well, no, because like maps like
Comsden has no traffic.
Thompson has no traffic. Certain maps can't have traffic, like the pioneering maps. It's just a thing that you can add to it to make it a little bit more realistic. I'm gonna have several roads on my map that aren't gonna have it because it wouldn't make sense for them to be a lot of traffic on those roads. And it's hard to control how many cars go on a certain road. Or maybe it is easy to control. I don't know. There might be probabilities you can add into the code and say like, on this spline, traffic only travels this much. That's basically how the traffic splines are. It's just all based on probability.
CCS 101 can tell you how it works.
Well, let's let him do that because I'm talking out my butt right now.
I think he's going to release his map this month.
That'll be exciting.
Yeah, because then I think after that he's going to work on Nebraska lands. And it sounds like he's going to take that from a 4x map and make it a 16x. Who is who, Chris?
Jesus. Poor Hydra.
I know, he got shot straight in the head.
Easy now, Chris Miller. I have an English one. I have an English one that I'm gonna make.
Your English map will have too big of fields for him.
That English map is gonna be a lot of grass. That's going to be a very large English map. That one's going to be close to like Oakfield size fields. Wait, Hydra, it feels like you got shot in the skull by a security guard when you entered the warehouse.
Well, that's what he gets for trying to steal stuff.
I am beginning to think maybe I should just make my creek like this, where it just is like the shiny mud texture at the bottom of it, not have water in it.
No, you should make it flood.
Dude, I can barely get into the water to even look right in the game without it changing levels. I feel like I figured out why it's the reflections are doing such weird wonky stuff is because they're one sitting on top of each other, and if I can get them less overlapping, it'll be a lot better.
You just need to take it out so it's one thing. Then it should be fine.
Well, I did that with the one that I sent to you and brought it back into the map, and it was still bugging out like crazy. So flickering. I think if I could get, if I could figure out a way to make a non-flat blender water plane like Giants has in their map, that would be the ticket. Because if you pull the water plane from the river and the creek that's like in the outer part of the map on Elm Creek, it's one object, but it's not a flat water plane. It's like a undulating river. I want to make that.
I'd have to look at it more, and I could probably figure it out.
I mean, it's just on Elm Creek. Just pull the water plane, like all the water planes, and you'll see what I'm talking about. When it's kind of in the outer periphery. There's the big Elm Creek that runs through the map, and it runs through like you know those fields in Elm Creek that are basically unusable because they're so steep, and the creek runs through there. That thing is very non-flat. It's probably just changing the level of the vertices to match the level of the I3D for the terrain, and it would probably work fine.
He wants a full-size map.
Dude, I would say though, what is it though? Mr. Silly P was doing a series on it.
Fruling.
And Bernie SES made a Pennsylvania version of it. That one's the perfect map for sub 100 horsepower.
I do like the Pennsylvania map. That's nice.
It's super nice. But it's just different buildings placed on top of Fruling. So. I like his buildings.
Yeah, Bernie does a really nice job. I like his stuff.
I like the way he styles his things too. Really well done. Tell you what, who has the most underrated building though is freaking Legacy Ag. His workshop is amazing. It has a pit for working on tractors. It has a pressure washer inside the building to wash, and has a washing bay that it's next to. Really nice.
Yeah, he's been trickling a few nice buildings out.
He made some nice stuff for 19, but I don't think they ever really got publicly released much. Him and Case Swaggers made a really good, they did a lot of custom stuff for like MRG. But they made a really realistic looking seed bags with like all the proper warning labels on them and stuff. Like a big old warehouse.
I was gonna do the Pro Box till he released it. That was gonna be my next. That was actually my next project.
Just slap a different brand on there.
That was part of my plan. I was gonna submit it with a different brand on it and see if they had the license for it, or see if they could get it. It's a Pioneer brand. It's just not actually Pioneer, or whoever owns Pioneer. It was a Cortiva brand, but not Pioneer.
Yeah. Could still make it and submit it to like one of the third-party mod sites.
We need a seed tender for the Pro Boxes now.
I know, you can't use it with anything. There's very little that it works with.
I have access to a model, sort of, kind of, but don't have the time.
Did anything ever come with that company that was near you?
I was still waiting on Giants. They submitted it to their brand team, but we haven't heard anything yet. I don't
still
know
get
how...
permission from the company to do Wizard.
I know, and I've thought about asking. I need to get more stuff, though, so I can be more comfortable with going, hey, look what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
I have a plan.
You know, I was sitting here wondering why this field was taking so much longer than the other ones I did, and I was like, oh wait, that's because 2 other people aren't helping me with it.
Well, that thing's close to as big, not quite as big.
Good size. I wish you could change the colors on it. Good lord. It goes with nothing.
Yeah, that brand is
Rough.
rough. Wouldn't never buy it myself, but it's given out all the time as a contract.
I'm waiting for this the John Deere speed tiller. The vertical tillage. They had a couple of really nice like vertical tillage tools by John Deere in 19. Waiting for those to come back out.
Yeah, I can't remember who done all that stuff. Like LR Modding has been really slow with their stuff. I feel like custom modding stuff has been kind of slow to come out.
I think the game updates and the game breaking stuff have really put a damper on people's ability to motivate themselves to really work hard at anything.
Well, and then like custom modding, they try to improve everything.
I like custom modding because they easily could be adding in just an obnoxious amount of options and stuff to their things, but they actually do show a little bit of restraint and contain themselves to reality. Like, they've only put on options that are actually available on the actual tractor in real life. I respect that about them.
Yeah, they're about as good as it gets.
Sid hasn't put as much out as I was expecting to either. I like Sid stuff.
But the game hasn't been out a year. We have how much stuff?
The base game stuff in this game make this game very playable without as many mods. They did a better job with the base game stuff. There's just things I would prefer.
Well, part of it in the base game is they give you North American signage on a bunch of stuff, so that helps.
It does help. And everything sounds good. I actually like the way base game stuff sounds better than modded stuff. So. That really helps me.
Well, and then Giants do they release a sound tool and no documentation on how to use it.
Did they release a sound tool?
Yeah, there's a sound tool. They don't tell you how to use it. Somebody's done a video on it already, but yeah, they released a sound tool to do sounds, but they released zero information on how to use it.
They released things. I mean, to be fair, they only released stuff on how to use Giants Editor like in 2015. So. Now all you get is like, here's what this button's called. Here's what this button's called.
Hey Eric, how's it going today? Thanks for dropping by, buddy. Good to have you here.
Surprisingly, though, the Modding for Dummies book still works pretty well.
Yeah, not too much has changed since then.
Just info channels and stuff like that has changed, but you can figure out the new ones from sources. So.
And I don't think, unless something new comes out, the next game mods should be pretty straightforward again as far as converting them, because how Giants have this set up is pretty much how everybody does theirs now. SES is exactly the same as this. Actually, this is more complex than SES.
Wait, what? What is this? Oh, in terms of Giants, like the editor and stuff, or?
With their masks, their normals, speculars, and all that stuff.
Gotcha. I don't know how else you would do it.
Material and texturing system is now how everybody does it, so everything now should be just a straightforward, convert over. And if you want to improve your textures or your masks, it's a hard word to say. You can do that, but you don't have to. You can just go straight forward.
I would like to know how to do textures and stuff a little bit better, but I think I'll need to learn Blender a little bit better. I did find out why Blender is so not intuitive when you're working with Giants Editor a bunch. It's because Giants Editor is based off of Maya.
Yeah, Maya's the better tool to use, but it's very expensive.
No. Maya isn't very expensive. Maya is astronomically expensive.
Yeah.
Like you need to be paid
it.
for it. You need to be paid for it for like a year. Like my goodness, what is it, like $1,500 a year?
Yeah, it's like $1,500 a year. That's what David uses, though.
Well,
and I think it's a better tool than Blender is too. I think they can do some things with it that it's much harder than Blender.
Yeah, well, it's kind of the same. It's the same difference between like GIMP and Photoshop. Like GIMP works, it's fine,
but Photoshop is way easier.
Way easier, way more powerful, way more user friendly. But GIMP works. It's fine.
I use them both.
You are given a handout of Photoshop. No, not Photoshop. It was the material.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. That was Substance Painter. Which is
Painter.
really neat. If I knew how to use it, you can do some really cool stuff with it.
Yeah, cool. I don't even know what it's for. Like, what are you trying to paint? Substance. Like, what do you use it for?
It's just kind of used for materials, except instead of how Blender does it, which is kind of complicated, it's a lot simpler. You just literally click and paint your materials.
Oh, from like a pre-developed set of like.
Yeah, there's a ton of them, and I'm sure you can make your own and things too with it. Like David's got all sorts of stuff set up in his. He's got his own materials. He's got his own normals that he can add. He's got a bunch of stuff. It can do some really neat things if you have the time to set it up and use it.
All it takes is time, money, and resources.
Mostly time.
Yeah. Well, and money.
Some money helps, yes.
I just meant to pay for the programs. I've never heard of Mondo.
I don't know what that is either. Eric, what is Mondo?
Good for you for being able to afford Maya. Maya seems cool. I've watched videos on it. I'm like, oh, that would be so much easier. It's just the controls are very intuitive to me. I am a self-taught science editor person, so.
Yeah, Giants actually use Maya, so when they make a model, they use Maya.
Yeah, and 3D rendering.
I don't know why. I mean, if I was them, if I was Giants, I don't know if they actually make models, but I wouldn't. I'd just use scans.
I thought they use scans for most things.
I don't know if they do or not.
Maybe not for lizard stuff, but for the vehicles they use scans. I was explaining the process by DJ. How they like get these like unbelievable 3D models of these tractors in.
Well, they can probably just get stuff straight from the companies too, which would help.
Well, they bring their 3D modeling stuff over to. That's why there's a lot of. That's why historically there's been more European stuff in game, is because they have the ability to 3D scan it in Europe, and they don't have to bring the modeling stuff. But they've brought some stuff over to, or they just bought stuff in America now that they have American base, and they were able to get a few American models of things.
I'd have to look again, but I think they were hiring for two, well, like a senior and a junior position for U.S. modelers.
Oh,
gamers.
ran over a. Did I run over a? That's
Don't
usually
pick it
the
up.
only thing. No, I'm just seeing where it is, so I can avoid it. Oh, where'd it go? I ran into something that didn't let me go past it. It's usually just a collectible.
Eric
Whatever.
says that Ola Haldor uses Mondo.
Oh. Well, if Ola uses it, then
It must be good.
it must be the best thing ever. I'm just kidding on level. He's great.
I'm not done with this field. I think when I'm done with this field, we will wrap it up for the day. Got 2 more passes to make.
I believe I am almost done with this. Is there a release for 22? I know it was in testing for like mod up because the Giants wanted to test a 4X.
I don't think the final version has been released. I think there's some betas floating around.
That sounds typical. Typical. Well, if I came this far, I might as well finish off this field, even if it is a finished contract complete before this. Literally one strip the width of my. You would have been proud of me the other day. I was finishing a harvest on Midwest Horizons, and the last strip that I did on the field was exactly the width of was like lined up exactly with the header for corn. It was perfect.
That never happens.
I almost cried. I was like so happy. I was like, oh my God, how did this happen? It was the exact number of rows. And I was using a 6-row header too, or a 6-meter header. I don't know how OCD you are about your corn rows. All right, so did I finish? I have to finish. Yeah. I don't know. What am I on? Field 6?
Yeah, sure, yes.
Yeah, okay. I completed mine. What the heck are you doing?
I got a smaller machine and a slower tractor that won't shift. Done, but I will make my last pass anyway.
Slack more.
Why don't you go get a link for CBW and post it in chat so everybody can go over there.
CBW, what? Where?
You should go live at noon.
Okay, let's see if I can find it. I don't even. Am I subscribed to CBW? Boy, that's embarrassing.
That's alright, Hydra. We'll get you back in next week. Just get to feeling better. Thanks for hanging out in chat today.
I don't know if I have a. Is there a? I can't find a link for CBW. Is
Eric's got
CBW
it.
posted there? Oh.
Thanks, Eric.
Oh, I was looking for an actual stream thing, not the what's it? The channel link.
Yeah, he probably doesn't have it started yet, but he'll be starting up shortly.
This tractor is big.
Alright, that is where we are going to call it for the day. I appreciate everybody stopping in and hanging out. We will catch you all next week. Try to keep it shiny side up in the meantime.